This year's National Day of Prayer focused in part on Cayman Brac. Alongside the praise and prayers being sent up, there's a detailed plan on how to rebuild our sister island after it was pounded by Hurricane Paloma.
Father, as we gather together here today, we are deeply touched and mindful of your mercy to so many of us who have escaped any serious harm or damage by the recent passing of Hurricane Paloma. But we do remember those in this community in Brac, Cayman, and especially the sister islands who are being so greatly affected by this storm.
This wind was strong. I have seen strong winds before. I was a seaman for 35 years. I have never experienced wind like this. He protected me all of these years, and I prayed to him, and I believe my prayers was answered.
Some people may be questioning and asking God, why did he make this happen? We could look at it 10 other ways and say, thank you, God, for not making it happen this other way, because it would have been so much worse. No lives were lost. As we speak, the recovery efforts are really moving very swiftly, in Cayman Brac especially. Little Cayman, we won't have the same positive effect simply because the resources and equipment aren't available to spread between the two islands. But Little Cayman is being made, and the residents are being made as comfortable as possible. They received some less damage than Cayman Brac, but they have infrastructural damage. So the power and light crew in Little Cayman is a very small crew, but they're doing the best they can, and they're powering up wherever can be powered up.
The National Emergency Operations Center on Grand Cayman has been supporting the command center on Cayman Brac. We've so far managed to get the requests there either on the same day or within the next day. For relief supplies, we have sent up generators. We've even sent up fencing so that they could secure the port area. There's a close cooperation between the Red Cross, the government, through the NEOC, and the voluntary sector. Knowing what to send in a disaster is always very difficult, but we ask the public to send those items on the needs list. Now, there are persons, of course, who will be in contact with their families, and their families will be saying, we need this or we need that. And that is fine. The effect on the local economy of flood of relief supplies is always an area of concern in a disaster. Generally, the approach that we would take is whatever can be sourced on Cayman Brac is sourced on Cayman Brac. We have sent up several groups of relief personnel from the police, the fire services, the public works department, the planning department for assessments. Speaking of assessments, there are actually two sets of teams from the planning department and volunteers from the private sector. And the use of these two sets will allow us to have completed a full assessment, a detailed assessment on both islands within 7 days of the impact of the hurricane.
All of the schools in Brac have received substantial damage, but they're all repairable in relatively short order so that we can get them operational. Things won't be ideal, but I'm confident that we should be able to get Cayman Brac High up and running sometime next week. And with a bit of effort and a bit of luck, we should be able to get the primary school system operational in another couple of weeks.
We have the banks who have come forward, and they are foregoing 6 months of loan payments. The credit union has agreed in tandem with the government, whereby civil servants will be able to access loans up to $10,000. And the Cayman Islands Development Bank has recently launched their own initiative. We have the insurance adjusters teams in there now, and for those who are not insured and those who can't help themselves, then the government along with the private sector is going to be doing that also as systematically and quickly as we possibly can. We certainly are looking already to source building materials as we go. The National Recovery Fund has once again become very active.
I think with Ivan we were just setting up. Now we have an infrastructure, we're ready to go, we have bank accounts, we have application forms, we have assistance plans, we have mechanisms for project management, site inspection and supervision. It's not a matter of how soon the applications come in, but the need of the individual. So we're giving priority to the elderly and the infirm, to single families with very young children. Obviously the other criteria that people will be utilizing will be that they were not insured, that the house itself was of a value under $250,000, that the folks there are of very low or no income.
National Recovery Fund applications like this one are being placed at prominent locations across Cayman Brac. If you're on Grand Cayman, you can stop by the offices located next to Cox Lumber off of Eastern Avenue, or you can download an application on www.caymanfund.org.